Yeah, hi, good morning, good evening to everyone. So let us get started. So in the last session, we talked about how to build or how to make use of existing stars in order to perform, like a lookup or join or identifying valid data or invalid data. I think we talked about those types of tasks in the last session, right? So similarly, there are some more pre-built tasks, so that you guys can take the exercise. Yeah. So today we will start with a new topic, which is going to be what task flows. So far we just talked about mappings and independent tasks. Now the question: how are we going to make multiple tasks to interact with each other? Which, in the sense, can we make output of one task that will be taken as input to another task, or can we run multiple tasks independently, or can we run multiple tasks at the same time, or can we run sequential execution of multiple tasks? Likewise, you can think of different permutations and combinations. Yeah? So let us see how one can perform those operations. Yeah. Let us see whether the server is okay or not. If not, any queries. Okay, it's not ready. So let me just restart. After that, we'll talk about some theoretical part. So in case if it is stuck, right? So what due to net connection, whatever, right? So we just have to stop and start. I think we know that. Okay. So let us start. Fine. So let it come up. It takes some time. So here we can take a look at different types of task flows. Yeah, let me talk about theoretical part, then we'll talk about practical once the server comes up. Yeah. So the first and foremost type of task flow is what linear task flow, where we can run several tasks in a specific order. I repeat, we can start running several tasks in a specific order. Yeah. So that's where linear task flow would come in over here. Yeah. For example, we can run the task one, then after completion of task one, then we can start getting into the execution of second task and so on. Yeah. So that's where linear task flow would come. But the question, if you want to build any dependency, meaning what? Like let us say we have got dependency of task 2 based on task 1. Yeah. So which means after successful completion of task 1, then only execute what? Task 2. That's a default behavior. But in case if the task 1 gets failed, we can set the option which is what? Stop erroring this. In a sense, throw error and stop proceeding further to execute what? Descendant task, which is subsequent task. Yeah. So that kind of setup can be done as part of linear task flow. Yeah. Right. So that's what we can do it with respect to what linear task flow. So that's the first one, right? So it's a very simple interface. Even end users can make use of it quite easily without putting much effort over here. Fine. So that's it. Like how linear task flow is going to work, right? This part I'll come to that. So second is what? Parallel task. As we discussed earlier, we can run multiple tasks at the same time. Example, task 1, task 2. We can run both of them at the same time, right? So this is what I call simultaneous execution of several tasks at the same time. Once they complete, right, then we can start proceeding further, like execute task 3 and then followed by task 4 and so on. Yeah? So that's it. Like how one can start what you call getting into the execution of both. In the sense, uh, sequential part is covered here, plus parallel part is also covered here. So I've just mixed up both. So that's where parallel task would come in over here, right? Next, we have got another task, parallel task with a decision. So remember, we can run multiple tasks based on the condition. For example, let us say we build one condition based on what? Previous task. If the condition satisfies, then execute what? Task 1. If not, execute what? Task 2. Yeah? So this kind of what you call setup could be done with this particular what you call parallel task with a decision, which means we are running both the tasks, but with a condition. So, for example, here itself we can just add a condition. Then, based on the condition, we can go with task 3, or we can also go with what? Another task, which is task 5. So, which means if the condition satisfies, then control will go to task 3. If not, control will be sent to the task 5. That's it. So, this way, we can build parallel tasks with a decision, and subsequent task execution would take place based on this particular conditional block execution. Yeah. For example, if the status of task 1 returns more than 10 rows, then execute task 3 or else execute task 5. Such kind of decisions can be built as part of what? Parallel task with a decision here, right? And then we have another pre-built template, which is sequential task. So here, the main difference between sequential task and linear task is what? Here it's a pre-built and dependency also is taken care. But here we have to take care the dependency plus we have to, or we can also add n number of other types of what you call steps within this particular task flow. So that kind of provision we don't have it with a linear task flow. But when it comes to execution, right here, so output of one task will be taken as input to another, or so execution of several tasks will happen one after another. So remember, which means the task one gets completed, then task two will get started. This is same as this. But here we can also add some more steps, which is not the case with what? Linear task flow. Yeah? So some more steps like a command task or assignment task or what do you call jump task or any other task that can be taken care, which is not the case with this. Next, we have got sequential task with a decision. Same thing, like parallel task we discussed right here. So instead of that, let's say this is a sequential task. Then we build, no, not this. So here, let's say sequential task. Then based on this pre-built task, like task one, task two, then we can build a decision. And based on the decision, we can execute what we call task three. And we can also execute what we call task four. Yeah? So that's what we can see when it comes to what we call uh, sequential execution with a decision. Yeah? So that's what we can see as part of this particular task flow. That's also pre-built template here, right? So now another one is what generic task flow, where we can build n number of tasks based on our own choice. In the sense, we are not going to make use of any pre-built templates like we have linear task or parallel task or whatsoever, right? This is not the case here. Here it's just like a custom task flow where whichever the way that you want, some could be sequence, some could be parallel, some could be assignment, some could be jump in, whatever task that you want, just add them, get the job done. So this is, you can say, this is a custom task flow or generic task flow where we can run the task based on the way that you wanted. That's it. So these are the different types of task flows supported here. Now let us start with what first and foremost thing, which is linear task flow, yeah, which means orderly execution of several tasks. Yeah. Let us click on create. I hope this server is ready. Let us see that. So linear task flow with order execution. Right? Right. So I can just place it here. Then we can add several tasks here. Yeah? Let's say first add task. Make sure that task should have been already created here. Example, there's a mapping task joiner. Yeah. Now we can also see here, see sequence is one, right? It's the first in this particular task flow. Yeah? If it's a stop on error, this is what I was saying, which means if this error out, then it is going to stop here. It will not proceed further to execute downstream task. Yeah. And click on add task. Yeah. And specify what another task within the task flow. Let's say mapping task with a lookup. Yeah. See, now we can see sequence number is what? 2 here. Yeah. So that's it. If you don't specify any what you call enable checkbox, right? Even if this first task gets failed, still it proceed further to execute what? Second task. But status is mandatory. Whether it's a fail or success, Based on the status, downstream task will get executed. No? Fine. So let us see that. Now, other things I think we know. If you want to specify any mail ID, we can also do that. Okay. So in all the cases, I just kept it email ID. So which is failure case, warning case, success case. Now let us save this. Yeah. Now run this task. Let us see. I hope the agent is ready. Let us hope for the best. Oh, it is not. Why? Agent is not ready. Huh? Yes, no active agent. So let us see. No. Let's go to administrator. Yeah, sometimes it takes more time to bring it up. What happened? Hmm. This is fine. Okay. This will take you to administrator. Let's see. So I don't know. Why it is not. So now we have got many servers, right? Let me disable all, enable only one, which is data integration server. See, now it is ready. Now let's go. So other servers are not required for us. Now let's go to integration. I think we are already there here, right? I'll close this. Yeah. Now let me refresh. So that way, what we can do is we can just disable the other services which are not relevant for us. Relevant in the sense in the context of data integration. Okay, this is fine. Now we can just open that linear task flow which we created just now. Where is that? Yeah, this one, right? Yes. Let me. What happened? Not surprise this. Okay, it has come, right? Now let us try to run this. Okay, so let us refresh this. See, we got 17 rows in a sense. So, first task where we can see what, how many rows. So, 6 rows got transferred. And second mapping task, you can see 11. 11 plus 6, 17 rows, right? So, this is a target, right? So, we need to calculate the count based on the target data. Yeah. Input data just a what you call media for us to pull it. That's it. Yeah. Now let us say, can we extend this? Which means can we add some more tasks for an existing task flow? Answer is yes. Simple. Just click on add task and add another task to this task flow. Yeah. For example, so mapping task copy. Yeah. See, now we can see third in the sequence. So they'll be executed one after another. Yeah. Let us save and run it. Yeah. Click on my jobs. Here we could able to see what the mail. See, we got a mail right here. Yes or no? So we could able to see 2 times we executed, right? That's why we can see the mail here 2 times. Yeah. Yeah. So now let us refresh it. Yeah. See here, count is more because we have got one more task right within this task flow. Yeah. So now we have got 6 rows here and 11 rows here and 11 rows. 11 plus 11, 22 plus 6, 28 rows. That's it. On top of it, if you want to what you call build dependency based on what that says stop on error, which means if this errors out, it will not proceed further to execute subsequent tasks in this task flow. So this way we can set the dependency also, based on the warning or error, whatever, right? So we are going to stop here itself. It all depends criticality of this task. So anyway, these are all successful. You will not see any effect of this now. Okay, so let us try to refresh this. See, we got the same count because it doesn't have any effect on this particular task flow. Yeah. So that's it about linear task flow. Yeah. Mail part also we have already seen it. So if you open a mail, then we can see the status right here. So org ID, start time, end time, and each task. Yeah. So we can see here joiner completed every task. We can see source, target, all that we can able to see it here. Yeah. So that's it about this linear task flow. Now let us start getting into another type of task flow, which is a parallel task, which means execution of several tasks at the same time is what I call parallel task. Now let us create it. Yeah, task flow parallel. Yeah, fine. Now we can just add a task, first task. So let's say first task, and then select second task. Let's say joiner. So which means both of them will be started at the same time. So that's where we can see the parallel execution, right? Let's see that. We can check the date and timestamp to check the time of execution, right? Yeah. What happened? Okay. So yes. Now I think we specified our task, right? It is reset. Okay. Mapping task copy. Then mapping journal, we have it. Now let us save it. Yeah. So make sure that this task is valid. No? So that is common thing. Now we can execute this task. So it is it's slow actually. These kinds of small issues will be there. You know? Let us create a new one. You know? So create a task flow. Let's say sequential task, which means running one after another. Let's say that. See, there could be some, there are some templates problems, so it happens. You know? Yes, let us say this. You know? Let's say mappings are joiner. Select. Then select data task 2. So mapping task lookup. Yeah. Select it. So that's it. Now we can just save and run. So now we can specify here task flow, which is going to be sequential execution, right? Why run is not enabled? Yeah, now it has come. Yeah, other template has got some problem. It's fine. I think we'll see after some time again. Okay, it has come now. Somehow it is slow. I don't know what happened. The internet problem. Okay, let us try to refresh. Yes, now it's completed successfully. So here we can check the task flow status. Can you see here? Green tick mark indicates the flow of execution. For example, if you look at the start, there's a start step within this task flow. Everything is a step here. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. That's what terms we use here. So start step is successful here. And then, so you can see start time and all that. Then followed by data task 1 is successful. We can see time taken to complete this particular task. And then data task 2, you know, this also successful. So, and then time also we can set. Yeah. And what type of task, all that we can see with even metrics also. Like for example, let's say output fields where we have got task ID, run ID, eighth time we are running here, and log ID, then task status and source success rows, success target rows, all got transferred without any issues. So then no errors encountered, first error, whatever, in case if you have any error codes. And on top of that, in case if it is thrown some false, right? We can also say it over here. Plus, in case if this particular task takes some input parameters, those things also can be seen as part of this. By default, these are default settings: max wait time, wait for task to complete, which is the previous one because it's sequential, right? So that's it. Yeah. So this is what we can keep track of the status within this particular task flow, simple task flow. Now the question, in case if there are any problems, then we can also get into this advanced view, you know, where there is going to be a flow chart where we can see the execution of several tasks. For example, let's say we got see the complete flow chart, right? Begin sequence. Then we have got what you call task one, task two, whatever, right? There is a data task one. Then we can also see what data task two. That's all we have. Other things are fault handlers. For every task, there is going to be inbuilt fault handler in the task flow. In case if there are any faults, those faults will be captured as part of this particular fault handler. Yeah. So that's it. So same thing is for task one also. So complete flow of execution can be seen here. Plus, in case if there are any problems, we can also see what you call what kind of problems we have. So we can just check one by one. Let's say flow, and within that, let's say data task one. See, control is counter data task one. Here you can just expand it and look at links plus variables like a step input. So here we can clearly see in this XML block, right, or HTML block, like GUID, CX number, then job correlation ID plus PID, process ID. So if we want to debug, no, we can use this PID, attach a debugger to troubleshoot it. Plus, we can also say max wait time and task name, Janet task, then task type mapping, task, yeah. So that's it. So this kind of information we can see. Plus, we can see response. See here in response, right? It is returning multiple rows for this particular task and task ID, run ID, log ID, task status one is successful, source success rows, failed success rows, success target rows, whatever, all the metrics, right? You could able to see clearly, which means what? Step by step, we can get it debug by using this particular what advanced view. So which is a good one. Yeah. So then we can see the response in case if there is a problem. We can see it here. In case if there are any attachments, that also can be seen as part of this. In this case, we have not attached anything. That's why it's nothing, right? Similarly, we can go with what same process with another task, which is data task 2. Overall status, it is finished. If you want to look at the detailing part, you know, so which can be seen over here, like automated step input, where we got same procedure like earlier, right? So that is the input and then output. This is another task, right? Which is a lookup. So this way, at each and every task level, what comes in, what goes out, what is the input, what is the output, all that can be seen over here. This way, it is easy to troubleshoot the issues, right? So we don't need separate debugger to attach and put a breakpoint and start debugging line by line, or block by block. That's what we can do it in Power Center, right? So, which is not the case here. We can just debug it just by looking at the data in each and every flow, yeah, of execution. That's it. Yeah. So now let us try to what you call get into the next one, which is let us say the parallel task again. I don't know why it is not executed. Should work actually. So sequential execution, we have seen the time difference, right? Which means after completion of first, then it got executed second one, right? Let us see that time with it. We have not checked it, right? Let us see it again. Yeah, here itself we can check. You can just go to this and here in the status, right? Data task one, start date and time. See here, 2:35 and executed at 2:35 20 seconds, right? Here you can see 2:35 27 exited 45 41. So you can see after completion of this that is started second one. See this 35, right? So second one started at 35. This is how we can understand the sequential execution. Now let us see the parallel execution part. Anyway, this we have already seen it. Yeah. Now let's get into another task flow where we are going to see parallel execution. Yeah. So select joiner and select it. Then select second data task, which is going to be lookup. Yes. Now let us save it. Okay. Now we can specify the name of it. So we can run more than two tasks in parallel. Parallel, let us say two tasks we're running, right? So we can also extend this, yeah, if you want it. Okay. Now let's monitor this. So date and timestamp also, right? Yeah. So let us refresh it. It is done. Now let us look at the status. See, this is start task. We can see time here, 2:44. Yeah. Now parallel path success. This is what 2:45. This is what 2:45. See here, both got started at the same time. Yeah, with the minute difference because though we say it's a parallel, right? It's not exactly the same time because in operating system, right, there is a scheduler, right? Though it is parallel, there'll be microseconds or seconds difference between what you call tasks. Yeah, but we think it as they're running in parallel, but in reality, they're not exactly running in parallel because operating system would not work in that way. But both will be executed almost at the same time so that we can utilize the power of resources because we are running at the same time, right? So that's it. Yeah. So now this guy has taken 15 seconds to complete, and this guy took yeah, same, almost same. Yeah. So that's it, and end task was successful. Yeah. Now, if you want to look at the metrics like what we have seen right earlier, so we can select output fields where we can see lookup, run ID, task status, source success rows, and success target rows. Yeah, that's it. Same as earlier. There's no difference between previous task metrics and this. Yeah? And we can also get into this advanced view to look at the complete flow of execution in the chart. Yeah. So that's it. Like how one can start understanding execution of multiple tasks at the same time, right? So we can see, right? So both got executed. Yeah. Now the next question. Let us say we need to start getting into decision, which means conditional execution of parallel tasks. To do that, we can just select parallel task with a decision. Yeah. Yes. These are parallel tasks. Then we build a condition, then call any other task over here based on the condition. Let us see. This is an extension to what? Parallel task, right? So select data task one, first data task, and select supply what? Data task name. Let's say example, joiner. You know, select it. Then go to data task two, select and supply, let's say mapping task null and select it. Yeah. Now, can you see here? Here we need to build a decision, which is going to be the conditional. Yeah. So now go to decision and select. See here, we got two tasks, right? So based on the status of previous task, for example, let us say we have got uh, source success target rules. Yeah. So here you can specify the condition path. If it is a greater than one, then control will go to this top portion or else it will come over here. Now here we can execute another task also. For example, let's say data task 3, where we can specify another task, which is deduplication task. Deduplication means identify duplicates or remove them if you have any duplicate records. You know? So that's it. Yeah. So this way we are checking the status of one of the previous tasks and execute downstream tasks accordingly. Yeah. Otherwise, we can also add one more task if you want it. Let us say throw, which means you can also throw errors. Let us see. So we need to specify the code, which is, let's say 9888, and then detail where we can see what I call fault occurred, then reason, so unexpected flow. Yeah, because here we have not expected because we expect target address more than one, right? That's it. So this is how we can also call any other task here, right? So this is throw step actually, right? Hmm. What happened? It is getting stuck for some reason. Yes, let us see whether it is still there or not. Okay, this is there, this is there, this is also there. Yes, looks like everything is there. Yeah. Now let us try to run this. Yes, now it has come. So, so far what we did was we are trying to make use of pre-built templates in order to build the task flow. Yes or no? So then we are just checking the status. That's it. Now the question, can we build our own task flow or custom task flow from the scratch? So that's going to be the question mark. Yeah. Okay. Yes, now it is successful. Let us say that. Path of execution, you can see it here. Yeah. Can you see here? Now it is started here, then parallel path, then both got executed successfully. Then control went to decision, where we can see here, yeah, it got this. See, it control went to this particular data task 3, which is greater than 1, right? So then we can say end task, which is successful. Yeah. That's a path of execution, which means the control has not been sent to this particular throw step because only one condition or one path will be satisfied because of a condition. It's not parallel, right? It's just a conditional based execution. That's it. You know? So this is how. So here also we can say input fields for yeah, here nothing, right? Decision, no. So here we can see like input fields, yeah, and we can also see output fields here. Mapping task joiner, run ID, task status, source success rules, yeah. Then success target rows, all that we could able to see over here. Yeah. So that's it. Like how one can start what we call execution of this particular complete task. So that's it. Yeah. So now we just focused on what pre-built templates. Similar, we got one more sequential task with the decision that you guys can take care. Yeah. The another one is what task flow, where as I said earlier, so based on our own choice, we can build the task flow. Like some could be executed in sequence, some could be executed in parallel, or we can also have an assignment task and other integration task with cloud application integration and notification task, which means we can also send notification command task, file watcher event, and running sub task flow and decision parallel task. I think we talked about it. So then jump to it's just like what perform with the repetition of set of tasks based on what? The execution of a flow. Throw, I think we talked about it. Throwing some error message with error code, reason, and detailing of message. Wait for some time before we execute downstream step. Yeah, this is the end task. Yeah. So this part we will discuss on tomorrow's session, where we are going to see whatever license we have it. So for this, I think we can do it because we need to execute CAI. I'll talk about that anyway. So this is straightforward. I think rest we can do it. Right? So we'll do that on tomorrow's session because now we have, I think, only 2 minutes, right? So that may not be sufficient to complete all the steps within this particular generic task flow. Yeah. So we'll have tomorrow. Probably we'll try to stretch a bit more time to cover some more topics. Yeah. That's a plan for tomorrow. And I think, yeah, we will also get into this another what you call service, which is application integration. This also I'll try to talk about some of the flows. Yeah. So that you'll just get a flow. Now I'll not talk about complete app integration, at least some of them, so that you'll get a overview like how we can make multiple applications to talk to each other. So that's what we do as part of what application integration, right? So that's it. Yeah, like how app integration will be used for, right? So that's it. So let us talk about this on tomorrow or day after. Yeah. So we got process flow and service connectors. Yeah, let's try to focus on those things. Yeah. I think that's all for today. If you have any questions, Venkat, Ajit, and Shravanti, you can shout out. Yeah, fine. So if there are no questions, then we'll stop here. We'll continue from it tomorrow. Yeah. So thanks to all and bye. Try to play the recordings and try to execute it so that you'll get more questions. Yeah. So I hope this registration, all that you guys would have done it, right? It's very straightforward. So you can just practice that. Yeah. Okay then. So thanks to all of you and bye.